When you've experienced everything that comes with you adopting your child out, it's an experience that you keep close. You don't readily share it with everyone. More than likely, you've been shamed because of it. And you don't really want to give that secret to just anyone. You keep it close. And this can affect relationships. From your perspective, you are wondering if they are the right person to share it with. Will they keep it close? Will they honor you? Will they shame you over your experience? So it does affect relationships because you have this secret and you're the one that decides when you share it. I shared it early with my boyfriends after I stopped dating Kim's father because I didn't want to have a secret. I didn't want this big dark cloud over our relationship. So I shared. And the boyfriends I shared it with, not that I had that many, just were matter of fact about it. Yeah, so what? They didn't care. They understood. They have life experiences that says, yeah, that could have been me so easily. So that was good. That was okay. So I got validation. Okay, I can share when the moment is right. But for a long time, I kept it as a secret. I I had shame around it. My parents had told me that I was damaged goods. So of course I wasn't going to let people know and have a tick, yep, you are, sort of thing. Though as time went on, I would share it with trusted friends and they all honoured it. They never used it against me, as some of them could further down the line. As we all know, friendships are not always here for a long time. They only may be here for a short time. So it does affect relationships, though. I'm sure that it affected my relationship with my parents and with my siblings. They all had their beliefs about what happened and what didn't happen from their perspective of whatever age they were when I experienced all of that. And they have their own beliefs, whether it fitted in with them or it didn't is their journey. But I'm sure it affected my relationship with my parents. As I've shared earlier, my relationship with my children, they did accept it, the boys. They did accept it when I told them about Kim, Liza Mary, who had become Kim, and they have run with it. They have embraced her into their life. And it was just a shame that Dan, before he passed in 2011, only had a few occasions to meet her because we weren't on a regular contact at that stage. But the greatest relationships is obviously that it's affected is the relationship with me. I've done that journey. I've healed myself. I've reconciled my choice. Then with Kim, I've obviously it's been a journey with us coming to where we are. But it's her children and her adoptive parents. Unfortunately, they never wanted to meet me. They didn't want to have anything to do with me. She wasn't allowed to discuss our relationship with them, which is such a shame. It's such a shame. You know, there are so many different relationships in the world today. And there's no reason why we couldn't have been a, a family that has come together to honor her nature and nurture. It would have been no reason why. Now, I understand why, as they aged, having me around would not have been ideal. I'm 27 years younger than them. I'm obviously more active, and as you age, you do become more insecure, especially as you physically become not as active as what you were. I understand that. I totally understand that the mirroring that Kim and I have going on wouldn't have been ideal for them. That would have clearly said, well, as much as we've raised you as our daughter, you're not really. Like, all you got to do is look at the two of you and you can clearly see that you're related. And the same with her children. You can certainly see a lot of it. And her relationship with the extended family, my siblings and their children and their grandchildren. It's just such a shame that we don't have those memories over the past 20 years or plus that we've been in reunion for. There could have been so many more occasions. There could have been so many more relationships that could have naturally developed. So for her, she would have had more one-to-one relationships with all of my siblings and their children, and so many memories with that, because her daughter was born the same year as my brother's son, which is my youngest mother's grandchild, my parents' youngest grandchild. They were both born in the same year. So of course they could have had many happy memories together. So it does affect adoption. Adoption does affect relationships, and it's the extended family. And it's important for everyone to understand that a choice that was made so long ago in different times, it's sad that it continues to affect ongoing relationships for all of them. And there are so many one-to-one relationships that could have actually enhanced everyone's lives if that was allowed to happen. I am very sad that her children have grown up without me being able to see them on a regular basis, without me being able to spend time with them so that we could develop a relationship. I didn't expect to be the grandmother. I didn't expect to be called the grandmother. It wouldn't have worried me. My grandchildren from the boys, they call me Nana Kaz. And, there's no reason why they just couldn't have called me Kaz. That's what my family call me. So it would have been just lovely. And I could have been just like this crazy auntie who just came in and out of their lives. And it's such a shame that the adoptive parents chose to stop all of that from happening. And I understand their beliefs and I understand their understanding, and they were not happy that the Australian laws changed in 91. They thought it was going to be a closed adoption forever. And I understand all of that. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to what is best for my child. And for both parents, biological and adoptive parents, to ask that, what is best for my child? That is the only question that should come in it. Not what's best for me, not what's best for you. I don't want you to win. I don't want me to lose, all these sort of things. Love is an infinite supply. It is in infinite supply. And when we feel that, well, if they love you, they won't love me, we need to dive into ourselves. We need to ask, why do we believe this? Because there is space and capacity for everyone to get on. And the relationship, I would have loved to have had a relationship with her adoptive parents. I did end up meeting her adoptive mother, but that wasn't until 2022, 21? No, 21. In 2021, I met her, and that was a year before she passed. It's just so sad. It's so sad. And she turned around and she said to me, oh my God, this is lovely. Why haven't we done this before? And that's what's so sad. We could have done it many times. And I feel, actually, I know that I would have honored and respected them. And I would never, ever have taken that role of them being grandparents away from them, because they had earned that. They had been there when I could not be there for Kim. So, of course, they deserved to be grandparents, but there was still room for all of us. So, if you're in that situation, always ask, what is best for my child, the adoptee? What is best for them? Because they are the ones that didn't choose anything. And if they had been asked, more than likely, they would have said, I want to stay with my mum. I've already bonded with her. I've been moving with her for these past 9 months. So every relationship deserves to have the time that they can spend with the beautiful adoptee who is part of both families. Let them bring their nature and nurture together and have that honoured so that they can become complete and whole.